We have 33 confirmed positive tests.
We have 33 Pennsylvanians who have tested positive for
COVID-19.
Today we have 33 cases.
There were 33 new cases.
The state of Minnesota today reported 33 new COVID-19 related deaths.
There are 33 confirmed cases in Arkansas.
That's the largest single-day increase so far, raising the total to 33.
33.
There were 33 confirmed cases in North Carolina.
33.
There was 33 everywhere.
Yes.
I think that was Red Team Go. I think 33 is like Red Team Go. Everybody goes, okay, let's do it. It's time.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, there's like literally 1,033s and 33 new cases. 33 people died in fucking Hong Kong.
The number 33, we all know what that represents.
For any one of you that are in these major cities or states. This is insider information of established riots and protests that are happening on the 14th of this month. There is a website called NoKings.org that was created by organizers to establish meeting points and even have a means of communication with other protesters across the nation. When you began to dig into the website, you realize how professionally orchestrated these protests really are. You guys really need to share this video. Let's dig into it. On June 14th, we rise up. Find an event near you on the map below. For a special note on Washington, D.C., click here. The article goes on to say, look at how aggressive this is, by the way. On June 14th, Flag Day, Donald Trump wants tanks in the street and a made-for-TV display of dominance for his birthday. Instead of allowing this birthday parade to be the center of gravity, we will make action everywhere else the story of America that day. This is the map from NoKings.org that organizers are encouraging other protesters that want to participate in protests to find events in their cities. If you ask me, this is extremely alarming that they were able to orchestrate this large of an event. Imagine if what is going on in Los Angeles breaks out across the nation. For those of you that live in the cities or state on the map that I just showed you, you need to be following along with me right now. Tonight, this organizing group is having a massive Zoom call meeting Monday, June 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom, and you can register to listen in. If you ask me, I think it's in our best interest to know what they have planned. This is bigger than people think. Look at how many people have signed up over people just sharing this event with other friends. 1,533,040 people. The website is NoKings.org. Remember, guys, and don't forget to share this video. We need to get this information out.
Listen up. So listen up, y'all. I'm trying to give y'all another warning. The Washington Post just reported that Donald J. Trump shut down the Civil Rights Justice Department. Yes, the Civil Rights Justice Department. So these are the guys who looks over the police officers. If some wrongdoing that happened or whatever the case may be. So this is part of the police getting immunity, okay? So I'm trying to tell you guys, stay out of the way. See, listen, you got kids that's out here doing crazy stuff in the streets or doing anything that allows them to have contact with the police. It's gonna get real ugly for them, all right? Look, it's gonna get real ugly for them. So I'm advising y'all to make sure y'all get a hold of your family and keep them out of the streets, okay? because there's no more civil rights department, okay? Donald Trump closed it down, the Washington Post just reported. So that's my warning to you guys. Listen to me.
But all kidding aside, I've known you my whole life, most of you. I've worked with you my whole life, most of you. I've been around doing this for a long, long time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
I know the government has been really stressful for everybody lately. All the news is pretty much just bad news. But I got some more bad news. That's the best part. There's a problem that I don't really see many people talking about, so I'm going to bring it up. There is a huge white nationalist movement going on in the United States. I knew about it years ago, but there wasn't anything I could do because it's freedom of speech. Plus, they're very organized and they're very hidden. And it's not just like a couple clubs, down south. It's not just that. They have them in every single state. In bigger states, they have them in every single city. And it's not just like a club where people come together and, have a couple drinks and play cards. They are training. They organize together with outside chapters to work out martial arts, firearms. These are dudes that have been training for the past few years because they want to be ready for what's about to happen. Now, I'm going to hold your hand when I'm telling you this because I mean this in the nicest way. If you are a bigger person, you need to lose weight fast. You need to go get a gym membership. You need to work out. If you are out of shape in any way or form, even if you're in shape, you need to join a gym. Lift weights. Do cardio. If you have a boxing membership or some type of martial arts, even better. If you do not own a firearm, buy one. Practice with it. Yeah, they're expensive. Put it on a fucking credit card. Not like we're going to last long enough for you to pay it off. And no, don't buy a freaking High Point. You need to do your research. Buy something very reliable. Buy something that you can afford as well. Buy ammo. Buy ammo. If you can afford plates, buy them. Level 4 plates. Buy tactical first aid kits. Make a bug out bag. I know there's some people that have had trouble getting in shape. This is a reason to, because this isn't a negotiation anymore. Now you don't have a choice. You have to. This will save your life. You got a bunch of social medias, delete them. I mean it. Delete them. That $500 billion that we're putting into AI, we already have AI. They're going to use it as surveillance. They are going to access your phone without you knowing. And be careful what you say to people, because over 100,000 members worldwide of this organization, they'll turn you in when things go south. And the names of the clubs will not always be obvious. I want to point that out. They have hundreds of different names, and not all of them you would think, oh, that's a club. Be safe, be armed, stay alive.
Huge increase in ICE activity in Phoenix, Arizona. Reports indicate that ICE may be conducting worksite raids in the area as early as June 10th. And high-risk locations include construction worksites, farms, and any other previously targeted workplaces. Additionally, be aware that military personnel may be present alongside police and ICE agents. Remember, the Trump administration has ordered 700 active duty Marines to assist National Guard troops in Los Angeles with ongoing sightings reported. Law enforcement agencies participating in the 287G program can now act as immigration officers in Arizona. And this includes Mesa Police Department, the Arizona Department of Corrections, the Sheriff's Departments of La Paz, Pinal, Yavapai, and Navajo counties. So exercise caution when interacting with these officers. Stay vigilant, know your rights, avoid unnecessary interactions with law enforcement, and do not open your door unless required. Make a detainment plan and report ICE activity to the Migra Watch hotline. And there has been information put out there that these raids and what we're seeing in Los Angeles is going to be happening in Phoenix starting today. They're also seen to be targeting people who are sporting or have displayed somewhere Mexican flags, so be very careful about that as well. So be on the lookout, watch out for your families, and stay safe out there. This is fucking insane. Absolutely fucking insane.
All right, so let me explain what I believe is happening and why they want you in a civil war. So in the next couple weeks, these are being planned right now, very well funded, very well organized. At a city near you, we're going to have a riots, not just protests, full-on riots. And if you watch this video, what's happening? Why aren't the police doing anything? Why aren't they stopping and arresting these people? Well, most of these agencies where these riots are happening are liberal-led agencies. They are, in my belief, telling them to stand down. Why? Why are they dropping off bricks? Everywhere across America, they're dropping off these pallets of bricks. Why? Because they want to get violent and the police won't do anything. So then what? Patriots like you and I, it'll make us want to go in and fight. Don't do it. It is a trap. They're trying to suck us in so that all the patriots are going to go, and then we're going to marching right into their trap for the civil war that they want. So what's the answer as hell breaks loose and violence ensues throughout these cities? Are we going to go save their cities? They're already gone. So get a food storage, get right with God, get out of major cities when it starts getting bad. Do not fight with these people. That's exactly what they want. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. I promise you.
I gotta tell you guys about this really crazy dream that I had last night. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. I still can't believe like what I saw in this dream. Kind of scares me at the same time. I want to tell you guys about it. So I end up going on top of this hill. It was like a valley, and there was this hill. There's like a hill there. So I was walking to this hill, and I see these 4 elderly indigenous men. They're sitting in a circle, and they have rocks around them, and they're sitting in this circle, and they're speaking, and they're dressed like from a long time ago, you know, like buckskin, like buckskin stuff on, like chiefs, but like dressed from a long time ago. Like they weren't in this time, you know what I mean? Like, but in this dream, one of the first elders looks at me, and he tells me to come closer into that circle. He tells me, and they're speaking in their own language, but I can understand them. But he tells me to sit down. Needs to tell me some important stuff to tell our indigenous brothers and sisters out there. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm dreaming, right? Am I in a dream? He goes, you're on the other side, he says. But we need to tell you this, he says. It's a warning. We want you to tell all the indigenous people about that, all our people. He goes, we were alive a long time ago before your time, he tells me. And then he starts bringing up like Custer and starts bringing up these different things, right? Like about like that time. Said that they were around that time. But he said he has something really important to tell me. He tells me just to sit there and listen. So I'm listening to him. And he tells me like the four of them that are sitting there, he says that they're there. He goes, we're your ancestors. And we're speaking to you from the other side. Because we need to tell you something, he says. Listen. And he starts speaking. So the first one speaks to me and he tells me that I want you to tell everybody to be ready. He goes, Damunyao, he says. So he says, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but what he said was, he says the white man. That's what he says. That's what he says, and he's not just referring to all of you, you know, nothing like that. If you're watching this, it's nothing to offend you. You know, it's, for me, I take it as like it's some people, right? That's what I think. But he starts going on about it, and he starts talking about these RCMP, and he starts talking about the military. He said that they were going to try to wipe out indigenous people completely. They were going to try to wipe us out completely, so there is no indigenous people at all. And that scared me. It shook me up. He said that they were going to try to take us out first, because all the stuff that's going on and how we're starting to finally have success in something, he was saying. They don't like that. About taking the land back, they don't like that. He goes, they know about it. He goes, you guys, they're gonna take you out. He goes, I want you to tell people that they're already gonna be starting that. That's what he's telling me in this dream. And then the other elder comes up to me, has braids, gray braids, has a feather on his head. And he starts talking to me. And then he said that anybody that has indigenous blood in them, even just a little bit of blood, he told me that if they're Métis, they're still indigenous. He said, they're going to get them too, he said. He goes, they're going to take you here. And he shows me this place. Shows me this, like, you know what a lab looks like? Kind of like a lab. But he shows me this area. And it shows them injecting these Métis with something that just completely, like, you know, like takes them out of the world. They don't exist no more. And I see them doing this to children too. And they hear them talking and they say, we're going to get every last one of them. So there's no indigenous blood, no bloodline. They're going to try to wipe it out. Kind of like how dinosaurs were extinct, that's what they're going to try to do. That's what he was basically telling me. And that third elder, he just told me, be ready. I want you to tell everybody that some of these RCMP will just be coming in houses. He says, our military, he says, they'll be coming out and they'll be taking out indigenous people. They'll be taking you out of your homes. He says, be ready. This is a warning, he says. That time's come. He goes, be ready to fight. That's what he says. And he starts like yelling about it, you know, yelling at me about it. Be ready, you know, like telling me, be ready for it. And that fourth elder, has a pipe in his hand. And a smudge bowl in front of them, and then they're smudging everybody, and he ends up smudging me. And he says he's praying. He's praying that our people's minds wake up. And he said, a lot of our people are lost. He starts mentioning all this stuff, social media, everything. He just starts talking about everything. He says that our own people are fighting each other, he says. That's not where the fight is, he says. And he says, you know, every color in the world, he goes, we're all connected, we're one. But this government, he says, this government is going to try to wipe the native people out first. And the people that are supporting them will be wiped out with them. That's what he was saying. And I was like, That's crazy. Like, is that really gonna happen? He goes, it's gonna be starting soon. He says it will be happening, and I want you to warn everybody about it. But he goes, everybody united, that whoever unites with the indigenous people, they will be stronger together. He goes, with our people. We will protect the ones that need to be protected, he said. He goes, if it's necessary, we'll protect the ones that need to be protected. And he says a lot of us will turn to the mountains where they can't find us because the mountains will hide us. And that's what he says. And he goes, I want you to warn everybody about that. You know, that, like I said, this dream shook me up. I was telling my wife about it. But please share this video. You know, this is one of my strongest dreams I've ever had, you know, like crazy vision, man. Crazy. We got to be strong and be ready, you guys, for whatever's coming. Love one another. You know, like, don't fight one another, because we're going to need each other in the end. And so that's my story, my dream. I hope you guys share it. And, you know, it's a crazy warning. Take care.